The story of the Nazi bell has become one of the most famous legends connected to World War II. Many articles, videos, and books claim that the Nazis created a secret machine that could bend time, defy gravity, or open the door to strange new scientific discoveries. This story has captured people's imagination because it mixes history, mystery, and science fiction. However, the truth behind the story is much less clear, and most experts believe it is not real. To understand why the Nazi bell became such a big subject in modern conspiracy theories, we need to look at how the story started, what people believe about it, and what historians say about it today. The following explanation is written in simple English and in detailed paragraphs so you can easily understand everything. The legend begins mostly with one man named Igor Wikowski, a Polish journalist and writer. In 2000, he published a book in which he claimed that he had seen secret documents created after World War II by Polish intelligence services. According to him, these documents described a strange Nazi technology project called Die Glock, which means the bell in German. Wikowski said the machine looked like a large metal bell about 3 to 4 meters tall and 2.5 meters in diameter. He claimed it was made of a strong metal and had thick walls. Inside the bell, he said, were 2 cylinders that rotated at high speed while filled with a glowing heavy substance. This substance, he claimed, produced intense radiation and strange effects on anything placed near it. Wikowski said that this information came from an interview between a Polish spy and a former Nazi officer. However, no one except Wikowski has ever seen these supposed documents, and they have never been shown publicly. This is one of the major reasons historians doubt the whole story. According to the legend, the Nazi bell was part of an extremely secret research group called Project Kronos, or, in English, Project Time. Some versions of the story say the Nazis were trying to create a time machine. Others say they were trying to make an anti-gravity engine that could allow aircraft to fly without fuel. Some claims go even further and suggest that the Nazis wanted to use the device to travel through time, access other dimensions, or change the structure of space. These ideas sound exciting and fantastic, but they are also very unrealistic because they do not match real science. There is no scientific proof that such a device could work, even today. Many historians believe these ideas were added later by writers who wanted to make the story more dramatic and mysterious. Even though much of the story seems fictional, there is a reason why people connected these ideas with Nazi Germany. During the war, the Nazis were known for running many secret research programs. They developed new types of weapons, such as the V-1 flying bomb and the V-2 rocket, which were the world's first long-range missiles. They also experimented with jet aircraft, chemical weapons, and even early forms of night vision technology. Some of their scientific research was years ahead of other countries at that time. Because of this, many people believe that the Nazis might have worked on even more advanced or strange technologies that never became public. This creates the perfect environment for stories like the Nazi bell to grow. One part of the legend describes the bell being tested in a remote area of Poland, near a mine called Wenceslas Mine. People who believe in the story often point to a strange concrete structure found near the mine. The structure looks like a large ring made of concrete with slots around its edges. Some people claim this was a testing frame used to hold the bell while it was in operation. They suggest that the structure allowed the machine to be suspended or rotated during its experiments. However, engineers and historians who examined the structure say it was probably just part of a cooling tower or industrial building unrelated to secret experiments. There is no reliable evidence that the site was used to test advanced weapons or time-related machines. Another part of the story says that scientists working on the bell suffered terrible injuries. According to the legend, the strange glowing substance used in the device gave off strong radiation. This radiation supposedly killed several scientists and caused plants and animals near the testing area to die. While this detail makes the story sound dramatic and frightening, it is also unsupported by evidence. There are no records of missing scientists or strange deaths connected to this project. In addition, the glowing substance described by Wikowski is similar to materials found later in science fiction stories, not in real historical documents. A popular version of the story says that when World War II was ending and the Allies were closing in on Germany, the Nazis tried to hide the bell. Some stories say it was loaded onto a huge cargo plane and flown to South America, where many Nazi officials fled after the war. Other versions say the bell was put on a submarine and taken to a secret base in Antarctica. Another version claims that American forces captured the technology and secretly brought it to the United States, where it became part of the mystery surrounding Area 51 and UFO research. These ideas are exciting, but again, there is no evidence for any of them. Historians have carefully studied Nazi records from the end of the war, and none mention a machine resembling the bell. The Nazi bell legend became even more famous when it was connected to UFO stories. Some writers claim that the bell was an early version of a flying saucer. They say that the strange shapes seen in the sky after the war could have been tests of Nazi technology taken by the Americans or Russians. Some even connect the story to the 1965 Kecksburg UFO incident in the United States, where witnesses described seeing a bell-shaped object crash in the woods. Because the shape was similar to Vygotsky's description, some people suggested the Kecksburg UFO was actually the Nazi bell that had been transported to America. However, investigators and scientists say the Kecksburg object was likely a meteor or space debris, not a secret Nazi machine. To understand why the story continues to spread, it helps to remember that people are naturally drawn to mysteries. When we hear about secret projects, missing documents, and unexplained structures, our imaginations start to fill in the gaps. The idea of a lost Nazi time machine is dramatic and makes for entertaining fiction. It allows people to think about what-if scenarios. What if the Nazis had discovered a way to change time? What if they had created technology far ahead of its era? Even though the evidence does not support the story, the mystery keeps it alive. Most historians and scientists who study World War II believe the Nazi bell story is not true. They say it is a mixture of misunderstandings, exaggerations, and fictional additions that have grown over time. There is also the problem that all claims come from one original source who did not provide proof. In real historical research, extraordinary claims require strong evidence, photos, documents, physical remains, or multiple witnesses. In this case, none of those exist. There are no original Nazi documents mentioning the bell, no surviving parts of the machine, and no records from Allied intelligence agencies that match the story. This makes the legend very weak as a historical claim. It is also useful to think about the science described in the Nazi bell story. The idea of bending time, creating anti-gravity, or using mysterious glowing liquids to change physical laws does not match real scientific knowledge. Even today, with modern technology, humans do not have machines that can do these things. The theories used in the story often misuse real scientific terms or mix them with fantasy. This suggests the story was shaped more by imagination than by actual science. Despite this, the Nazi bell legend has become a part of popular culture. It appears in TV shows, documentaries, video games, novels, and online discussions. People enjoy exploring the mystery even if they know it is unlikely to be true. The story reflects our fascination with hidden knowledge, secret experiments, and the possibility that powerful technologies might exist beyond our understanding. For many people, it is not about whether the bell was real, but about imagining a world where such things could happen. In conclusion, the Nazi bell is best understood as a modern myth, not a real historical incident. The story began with claims from a single author, expanded through conspiracy theories, and grew as people connected it to UFOs and secret government projects. While it is interesting to read about and fun to imagine, the evidence strongly suggests that the machine never existed. There are no surviving documents, no physical parts, and no reliable sources to support the claims. Most experts agree that the story is a legend built on speculation, not fact. Still, the Nazi bell remains popular because it combines mystery, science fiction, and real history in a way that captures the imagination. It reminds us that human beings are naturally curious and love to explore the unknown, even when the truth behind a story is uncertain or unlikely.